Good morning. Today we're going to be doing 2 or 3 different things. I've got less than 24 hours to go before I have to get on an airplane and be in Meridian, Mississippi. So what I did like yesterday was that I started some bone broth, and it's chicken bone broth. It had whole chickens of thighs and legs that I put in there and put it at 300 degrees and let it cook. It has since been cooled off. I have pulled all the available broth out, and I have leftover chicken and vegetables like carrots and onions and celery and garlic in there. So I picked out the bones, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, I don't want to discard all this. What can I do? So today we're going to have a canning lesson. We're going to make chicken soup. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got our jars. I've already got 3 over there. That's done. I'm going to show you how to do 1, maybe 2, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll start back up and we'll go to the canner. It's real simple. Get yourself a funnel. Nothing hard about that. Take your mixture that you have. Put it in the funnel. Let it fall down into the jar. I told y'all I'm all about the ease of things. Let the machine do what they want. Now, when you get the jar, let me see where I'm at on the camera. When you get the jar about this full, take the funnel off, kind of shake it a little bit. What you want to do is you want to get that jar about this full, right here. It's about 2/3 of the way up, full of the meat and the vegetables. So let me get back. I think it's going to be 1 more scoop. All right. So there we are. Looks like I overfilled it a little bit, doesn't it? Looks like I pretty much overfilled it, correct? But I haven't. Watch what happens. Now then, we get the broth. Take our funnel, put it back in, and you fill the broth up in the jar. Now, like I said, I've already done 3. This is the 4th one on this. And you want to bring it up just to the first ring. Okay? Right about here. Let me raise this up so y'all can see this. Right about here. Now, why do I want to stop there? Because I want to take my Pokey Joe, my debubbler, whatever you want to call it, and I want to stick it in. Now, I know you can't see this really good on the camera because my phone isn't really good for videos, but I'm taking out all the air pockets. And because I'm taking out all the air pockets, let me get this piece of cooked onion skin out because I don't want to taste that. Put it over there on my cutting board. Once you take all the air bubbles out, your head space is going to fall a little bit. So you just take a little bit of broth, put it in here, and then stop. All right, take your Pokey Joe again, put it in. It's right to 1 inch head space. See? All right. So I take it and the lid that goes along with it, and I'll move it over here to the side and continue on. I'll do this 1 more time, and then I'll turn off the camera until we get ready to put them in the canner. All right. Take your mixture. Put it in your funnel first. Take your mixture. Mash it down. I may have had just enough to do 6. I was hoping to get 7, but I guess we're going to get 6 only. Put it down. And we might accidentally on purpose get them. All right. There you go. Take your broth. At this point, I'll just go ahead and I'll pour it. It's nothing but a thing. Get it to the level I want it. All right. Take my Pokey Joe, wherever it went. Where did it go? Pokey Joe. Pokey Joe. Where did my Pokey Joe go? Here it is. Take this and always use the opposite side. Debubble, debubble. Take out your funnel. Turn this over, measure it off. Not quite there. But I know the rest of this will be more than enough. So we're going to put a little bit in. Now we're going to remeasure. All right. Take the corresponding lid, put it over to the side. Now we don't have enough to do another full quart, but we might have enough to do a pint. So it's the same thing, a pint. Take all this goodness that you got in here. I ain't really gonna be enough for a pint. You know what? There ain't enough here for a pint. I'm gonna pick this up for lunch, and we'll just come back to it some other time about the pint. Let me get set up and get ready to get into the canner. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, this is one of the most important steps. When you get through loading up all your jars, you want to take a paper towel. Take a little bit of vinegar, dip it in. You want to seal this jar all the way around. What we are doing is we are cleaning whatever debris there and grease. That will cause this to fail from sealing. Okay. You'll also have a lot more seepage. Then just take your jar lids, put them on. If you're a big guy like me, just take your hand. It's as tight as you want to get them. Just to when it stops. Pretty easy, people. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm a lazy, lazy man. I let the machine do the work. Now, I know there's a couple of people on YouTube that likes to see the ball lined up with the ball right here. So I'm doing this for them. Heather, you know who you are. All right, turn them back, turn this around. I don't know why the heck this don't want to work. All right, not working. There we go. Just barely tighten it down. If y'all don't know who I referenced to on Heather, that is the lady from the Needy Homestead. She is great to watch and get great useful information. So, all kudos go to her. Also, all kudos go to Lisa Sutton from Sutton's Days. Y'all check them out. Okay? They're really good people. They really have a lot of good information. They're not out to make people feel stupid or anything else. They're just passing on the knowledge that they have. Another person I want to thank is Mouse Toes. Don't know her first name, but I watch her on YouTube all the time. And the Plentiful Pantry, which has helped me immensely from watching on my dehydration videos. So now that we've got them all capped off, we'll take them over to the canner, and that's where we'll pick up. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the long wait. I know it wasn't a long wait because I had it on pause for y'all, but I had a friend call, and they asked what I was doing. I told them. And they asked me, why do I do all these steps? Well, because I don't want botulism, all right? Home canning is supposed to be about preserving good food for your family to eat without killing yourself. That's the reason why we use vinegar on the rims. That's the reason why we tighten them to a certain amount. That's the reason why we pressure cook what we need to pressure cook. If we didn't have a pressure cooker and we were doing meat, you're looking at a minimum of 3.5 hours of boil time on the cans, on the jars, because that's the only way you can get the temperature and sustained heat to kill them, okay? To kill the botulism, the bacteria, the whatever might be growing on it. So, but there is an important rule I want to tell you. We have a cold jars. So we start out with a cold canner. Cold water up to the 1 inch line or 2 inch line, which is right here. Then we start putting our jars in. You do not want to put a cold jar in a hot water bath or pressure canner or water bath or anything else. Why? Because it will explode and crack and do all kinds of nasty things, and then you lost a jar. You could have possibly hurt yourself. And that's not a good thing. Like I said, we're doing this so that we can eat better. Everything I use is organically grown and raised. I do not believe in GMOs or any kind of mutant ninja turtle vegetables, whatever. So, all right, so we got them all in there. You see how the water came up. So, I don't think I've ever shown anybody an in-depth way of putting this on, so I'm going to show y'all. Let me back up a little bit. All right. First of all, you want to put your canner on like this. Now, there's an arrow right here. There is a notch right here. Well, you know you got this all lined up correctly. Is that you'll take this and you'll line it up. All right? Now, y'all bear with me because this is going to be kind of fun. There's a gap right here. I do not, with this All-American, one reason why I got them is because I do not have a rubber gasket. It is a metal-to-metal gasket, okay? There's a gap all the way around. And what you want to do is that you want to get down here and you want to look, make sure that it's good. Now, this side is a little high. This side is a little light. So what can I do? I tap it just a tad bit. Now we're looking a little bit better. That we're nearly perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close these down. Now let me raise this up just a tad bit. Because I know some of y'all that are scared of canning. I won't mention any names because I'm going to be doing lessons with you. You know who you are. Don't need to call you out on it. But we're going to do this. All right. On this canner, you want to do opposite holders. All right, so we do like this. Bring it up. If you're not in right, just do like this. Take it down to where they are just snug. Do the same on this side, where they are just snug. Same here, where they are just. Well, come on now. All right, just where they are just snug. Now, you notice I didn't crank down on these. I'm not going to crank down on these. Not until now. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it. I'm going to take these, I'm going to turn them. I'm going to take these and I'm going to turn them. And I'm going to keep doing this until they can't be turned anymore. That is my locking device. This will lock this on. Now what I do, since I've got an electric top, I got a glass top stove here. If you don't believe me, there it is. Glass top. So I will turn this over to 8. And I'll let it come up to heat. Once it starts venting really good from here, I will go ahead and let it vent for 10 minutes. I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. Once it starts venting, after it's vents for 10 minutes, I will drop the weight on there. Okay? Now, since I'm under when I'm 1,000 feet or less, I can use the 10 pressure. Don't know whether you can read that or not. There's number 10 here. There's number 5 here. There's a number 15 there. But for my part of Indiana, I only need a number 10. So let's bring this up to pressure and I'll be back. Okay, it's been a little less than 15 minutes and already, as you can see, we have steam coming up when you get in there tight. But we don't have any steam really coming out of here yet. We just got the air. So what we're going to do is that we're going to wait until the steam starts coming out here really, really good. And then we're going to time it for 10 minutes. At that point, I'll be back. Okay, now we got the steam going, as you can see. Got a steady stream. And so we're going to put the timer on 10 minutes. When that goes off, I'll come back and put the weight on. Okay, now we're going to drop off our weight, 10 pounds. We're going to turn down the heat where I know it's going to catch. And we're going to watch this gauge. Now, if you can tell, this gauge has already gone from 9 to 10. That's where it needs to be from my area. It will go up past here, okay? And then it will settle back down. Another way you can tell that you're at pressure, your little weight will start doing its little dance. This is what I call the rattle. The title is the rattle. It tells you everything's going good. Okay. Now my canner likes to sit about 11 pounds. So I'll come back when everything is done. Now what we're going to do, because these are quarts, even though the chicken and the vegetables are cooked, and yes, I know it will turn into a little bit mush, we're going to cook this for 90 minutes. It's quart jars, it's meat, it's broth. We're going to cook it for 90 minutes. So I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Okay, we're halfway through, and as you can tell, pressure's still up, and we're still venting and tattling. So I will bring you back when we are done, and I'm taking the jars out. See you. Okay, so the 90 minutes is up. I'm going to turn off my timer. Reach back here and turn this off. Now we're going to let this go down slowly and naturally. The temperature gauge or pressure gauge will come down to 0. When that happens, I'll take the weight off, let it sit for about another 5 minutes, and then take the lid, or crack the lid at the same time, let it sit for 10 minutes, and I'll pull it out. The reason why I do this is so we have no seepage or very little seepage. I can already smell, so I know I've got some seepage. So we'll be right back when we get back to that. Okay, so now we're going to take the top off. So we unscrew these, and of course do them in reverse order what you did. It's still venting a little bit, so not much. You want to turn this and lift it to where it's like that, so all that steam doesn't get up in your face. It'd be terrible if you guys wanted to get a steam bath when you didn't really want one. And I will come back when I pull the jars out. Probably about another 10 minutes. See you. Okay, I'm gonna move you over here. Kind of back a little bit. Get my dehydrator ready for my next project that I'm gonna be showing y'all. And we're gonna pull the cans out. Now, one thing you want to do that's really important is just pick the cans up level. Alright, now what I'm going to do is show you this. Alright, don't know whether y'all can see that or not, but she's still cooking. This is super, super hot. Okay? And I get asked all the time, why do I use wood instead of a towel? Because I don't like my towels. This was still cooking really good too, getting all stained up. So I use wood. Now wood does transfer the heat a little bit, but that's alright. If you keep them separated, as you can tell, every one of them is still going. Alright. Towels, I don't want to stain them up, and I don't feel like having something like that dedicated just to canning. This one's still going also. So I'm not only am I sealing everything, I'm actually recooking everything. So everything should be fine. Now, I want y'all to look at this. Alright. Look at the color of that broth. That's pure chicken broth. Nothing more, nothing less. Pure chicken broth. Now, I'm going to tell y'all about this, and y'all might not realize it, or you might realize it, and I'm just telling y'all something y'all don't really need to know, but I'm going to anyway. What seals the jars is not heat. Heat and pressure takes the oxygen out to kill the bacteria that causes problems in food. What's actually going to seal these jars is the cooling off process. So as it cools, air will try to suck back into the jar, and that's when the seal will be made. Now, I get a lot of questions about seepage. Will that mess it up? Seepage will not mess it up 99% of the time, as long as your rings are on tight. Or tight enough. Not so tight that you gotta use a crowbar to break them loose, or a wrench to break them loose. So, you want to cool these. You want to cool them for at least 24 hours before you even check the rims to see if they sealed. If they have not sealed, put the ring back on, put it back in a canner, and recant. I've had a lot of fun doing this video. I hope it was really informative. If you like it, hit the like button, and please share it with any friends you want to. And as I always say, I'll see you when I see you.